Sorry, no. Back where you were, thanks, bud. Righto. Time. Shh. Time is important. They haven't got handbrakes on this thing. We get 10 minutes at it. If it doesn't work, that's it. So time is important. By our computer screen, we've got 11 minutes and 2 seconds before the pass commences. So what you can see, first off, welcome everyone. Thank you for coming along. I know the teachers and the staff and the kids are pretty excited about this, and I've heard lots of things that people are really keen to be involved with this opportunity. It's all happening because of a number of blokes that are around here from the Wireless Institute of Australia, the Eastern Zone. They're amateur radio operators. This is their hobby. It's their equipment, it's their gear that you see around here and outside. And they've been working on this not just today, but for about a month or so. Quite a few of them have already spoken to Andy Thomas from home. The gear's all been trialled and set up. What you're going to see on the computer here, there is another computer at the back and there's another one up here. This circle is the footprint for the satellite. That's the radio range that the satellite has. The actual satellite is a little dot in the middle. If we push that on the computer, we'll actually see this will go up across the top of Australia. Sorry. Right? So it actually travels up across Australia. And that's the pass, that's in fast speed that we're going to have. So it's about 10 minutes. We've got some hills at the back, so we might lose a minute or so by the time the satellite rises. It's actually not going to be right on top of us. It'll be out there somewhere. Comes up in about the southwest, disappears in the northeast. We've got about 14 questions lined up that the kids have prepared from here. Lots of kids applied for it. I know there's a few disappointed at missing out, but that's the way it goes. These kids are the lucky ones to represent us. They've been practicing and getting ready for today. Some fantastic questions there thought up. So, and they're probably as excited, a bit nervous as the rest of us about going ahead with this. My voice survives. What we're going to need is very important, is quiet for the 10 minutes. Quiet so that the media can record. Quiet so we can record. Quiet so that we can also get the most of our 10 minutes. We don't waste time between things. We get all of our 10-minute pass. The program's been running for years, the Starings program. I actually put a submission in 4 years ago to be involved. This is the first chance. Andy Thomas has been doing a number of these around the world, mainly in American schools. Decided because he's an expat Australian that he wants to speak to some Australian schools. He spoke on Monday night to the School of the Air out of Adelaide, which is really interesting. He came down from the M.I.R space station. Questions came in via telephone line, down from the M.I.R space station, out via their HF system. So it went all around outback South Australia. So we're the only school that's going to get the direct live contact. He comes down in about a week's time, last I heard. The next shuttle mission that goes up will be the taxi to bring him back down. He's been up there about 4 months. And for those of us that have been listening to him for the last few weeks, I think he's ready to come back down too. So he's little things he says, he's just kind of, if you've been crammed in a spaceship, speaking Russian the whole time, I think he'll be ready to probably get down and have a wash and eat some real food and things like that. We've got a radio set up down the back there, and we've got radio sets here. This is our backup system. We've got 2 totally separate units running. If something happens here, which it won't, well, Ralph, it won't. We can instantly flick a switch and operate a totally separate unit at the back there. But that unit will also receive. So you'll be able to hear at the back from that unit exactly the same that's happening here. Out of interest, Albert Street Primary School in M.I.R Traralgon South and Kurnai Morwell are also tuning in as a listening station. It's also being relayed via our system down to a little box in the goalpost down the oval, up to our amateur repeater on Mount Tassie and out to the amateur radio community. So it's been broadcast fairly wide. Plus WIN TV, and they've been great at supporting schools are here. And they are going to, if you stand in their way after it's finished, you'll get run over because it's going on tonight's news. So they're going to, once it's finished, stand clear because Kate will become charging through there. That's it, we've got 5 minutes. And we, as I said, once the time comes up, what will happen is green writing you see on the screen should go yellow, which means that you're in range. And we may have to wait a minute or so before he actually comes up over our hills at the back there. So we'll play it by ear. This is a space program too, so anything's possible, right? We keep our fingers crossed. 95% of them work. So we just keep our fingers crossed right through it.
vk5 M.I.R, vk5 M.I.R, this is vk3 JKA call.
We're still a bit early, but we're going to start calling now anyway, so. He's still somewhere 590 kilometres south-southwest of Albany. And he's about 2,900 kilometres away from us. Elevation is somewhere over 300 kilometres above the Earth. It varies a little bit.
He's going 7 kilometres per second.
Yep.
vk5 M.I.R, vk5 M.I.R, this is vk3 JKA, vk3 JKA call.
Once we start, we'll actually move around that lake in front of us. I'll move that side and the kids will move into the seat here.
vk5 M.I.R, vk5 M.I.R, this is vk3 JKA, vk3 JKA calling. Ladies and Nigel. vk5 M.I.R, vk5 M.I.R, this is vk3 JKA calling. According to me, we're now in range. vk5 M.I.R, vk5 M.I.R, this is vk3 JKA.
Good morning, Andy, and welcome from Gormandale and District Primary School. Great to hear from you. We've got about 100 students and about 100 parents here, really keen to talk to you. Also the guys from the Eastern Zone of the Wireless Institute of Australia. So welcome to Gormandale, and I've got some students that would love to talk to you. Back to you.
Copy that. Thanks very much. It's a great pleasure for me to talk to you all. I really appreciate you taking the time out of your day to make this hook up. And this is live communication though, so may fade out suddenly at the end. So let me express my thanks for the context today. And with that, we'll start the first question perhaps.
Hello, my name is Ashley Brown. Here's my question. If you had a yo-yo in space, would it work like on Earth?
Hi, Ashley. That's an interesting question, actually. I hadn't thought about that. I don't think it would work, because you need gravity in here. There's nothing to make it fall. Yeah, I don't think it would work at all. Sometime we ought to try that. It'd be kind of interesting to see what happens. Over.
Try again.
Hi, my name is Patrick Lauren. If you spun around in space, would you be able to get dizzy?
Yes, I think your question was if you spun around in space, would you be able to get dizzy? Well, yes, you would. That can happen, actually, because we float around inside the cabin, and of course, sometimes you float head over heels and upside down, and you actually can make yourself a bit dizzy if you do too much of it, believe it or not, because your balance system is still working. It's a little messed up, but it's still working, and so you can end up getting dizzy. Over.
My name's Jessica. How do you shower when there is no gravity in space?
That's an interesting point. We actually don't have a shower up here for that very reason, because you can't have a spray of water because the water won't fall. All it'll do is float around inside the cabin and get everywhere and get on everything, and there's no way to remove it. So we don't have a shower. We use wet towels, and we sponge ourselves down with sponge baths and clean up that way. They have tried to make showers to work in space using fans to blow the air and the water around, but they haven't been very successful just yet. So that's why we just use the towel and the wet cloths. Over.
Hello, my name is Michael McCartney. How do you drink a glass of water? Will it just float? Over.
Yes, you're right. That's exactly what would happen. Actually, you couldn't even a glass of water or a cup of any drink, because the liquid wouldn't stay inside the glass. It would just rise up over the edges and float around everywhere, make an awful mess, as a matter of fact. So we don't use cups, of course. All our drinks are in drinking bags with straws, and you have to squeeze the bag to get the contents into your mouth, and the straw has a little clamp on it so that you can clamp it off when you're not drinking it. It's a little bit inconvenient, but you get used to it, and it's a lot tidier that way. Over.
Hi, my name is W.I.A, and this is my question. Have you ever been on a spacewalk? Over.
No, I haven't actually. I've been trained to do them. I've been trained in the US to do them, and I've been trained in Russia to do them, but there was none planned for me for this flight. My cosmonaut colleagues have done, 5 spacewalks since they've been up here to do repairs on the outside of the space station, so they've been very busy with spacewalks, and they've done a good job. They've replaced one of the engines out there, and they've repaired one of the solar arrays, so they've had a very busy time doing spacewalks. Over.
Hello, my name is Daniel Joseph. My question is, in the satellite, is the air full of oxygen, carbon dioxide, or both? Over.
Yes. We breathe up here just normal air, same as you would on the Earth, but of course we produce carbon dioxide by doing that, so we have some down, so you don't have to lie down anywhere. You can just tie yourself off anywhere and go to sleep. We use sleeping bags, and I have mine, which I tied down to the floor, and I just crawl into that and have a few rubber straps to hold me down and hold me into it, so I won't float away, and go to sleep. It's really quite comfortable, actually, because you don't toss and turn, because there's no pressure points from a mattress or a pillow. You can just lie there comfortably without being squeezed. I actually don't use a pillow because there's no need to. Your head just floats to its normal position or wherever it feels comfortable, and go to sleep that way. So it's really quite nice, actually. Over.
Hi, my name is Brandon Molly, and my question is, how do you keep fit in space? Over.
Hi, Brandon. Yeah, that's an important point, because you have to exercise fairly regularly, because being in zero gravity, you're not using a lot of the muscles that you normally use on Earth, and they can become weak after a while. And so we do exercise fairly regularly. We have a number of exercise systems. We have 2 treadmills up here, which we get on regularly. Of course, you have to use bungee cords to hold yourself down onto the treadmill so that you can run on it. But that works fine. We also have a cycle ergometer, which we can use to pedal on. Number of means of keeping reasonably healthy up here. Over.
Roger, Andy, we'll keep going with this, but it's starting to fade out. Thank you very much from Gormandale. We'll try one more question.
Okay, my pleasure. Press on.
Okay.
This is Cindy, and my question is, do you press buttons to fly a spaceship?
We have a small system up here. To fly the ship that way, essentially you do have a lot of buttons that you have to press. This number I can be used to fly. Over.
Hello. This is Kelly Goldman, and how many years training did you need? Over.
Alright, copy the
Yeah, Roger, Andy, how many years training did you need to become an astronaut? Thank you.
Hi, my name is Alison Kisley. Can you see any city lights? Over.
Incubating a copy ping. Over.
Yeah, we're still receiving, Andy, but fading in and out. Just want to know, can you see any city lights from the satellite?
Oh yeah. Yes. The city lights stand out very clearly. You can see them remarkably easy, of course, provided there's no cloud cover, but it's easy to recognize cities. In fact,
Peter, more volume.
Hi, my name is Stacey King. My question is, who controls the space satellite? Over.
vk5 M.I.R, vk5, vk3 JK. I don't know if you can still receive, Andy, but thank you very much for a wonderful contact, and we all appreciate a safe trip home. vk3 M.I.R, vk3 JK. Cheers. Delightful.
Well done, everyone, for listening. That was 12 questions we got up. We give a round of applause for those on the radio.
Modifications to the
school building.
Today made local history, linking up with the M.I.R space station as it passed over Australia. With the assistance of the Wireless Institute of Australia, students fired all sorts of questions up to astronaut Andy Thomas.
Gormandale District Primary School is one of 2 Australian schools lucky enough to link up with the M.I.R space station as it passes over the nation, and the excitement prior to the event was evident.
Pretty excited. Been waiting for a few weeks now.
Pretty excited because it's fun to watch all the big aerials and things go up and all the other things that we've been doing.
And then came the moment of truth. As the space station passed over Australia, Principal Rob Higgins attempted to make contact, and with the first scratch he replied, there was both joy and relief.
vk5mir, vk5mir, this is vk3 JKA.
For Mr Higgins, it's been a long time coming, first submitting his request to US company Surrix 4 years ago.
They've been running contact with the shuttle and the M.I.R space station over a number of years, and Andy Thomas decided he'd been talking to American schools. Being an expat Australian, he wanted to speak to some Australian schools, and our name came up on the list.
Children were able to ask 12 questions before the link ran out.
How would you sleep in space? Over.
Well, you sleep much the way you do on the Earth. Of course, there's no up or down, so you don't have to lie down anywhere. You can just tie yourself off anywhere and go to sleep.
The event seeing applause all round. Kate Leslie, WIN News.